In 1966, two men were found dead on a hillside, their faces obscured by lead masks, with no explanation for their deaths. 2 years earlier, a body on an Australian beach held a cryptic note that read, "It is ended." Could these bizarre cases hold sinister secrets? Let's uncover the truth. The note was short, just a few lines of text, but its meaning was as dark and inscrutable as the events surrounding it. 1630, be at the specific location, take capsules, after effect, protect metals, await signal. Found near two lifeless men on the desolate Vintém Hill in Brazil, 1966. The words have haunted investigators and amateur sleuths alike for decades. The cryptic instructions seem to hint at a chilling ritual or a bizarre experiment gone horribly wrong. The mention of a mysterious signal and those unsettling lead masks make the whole case even stranger, leaving behind a sense of unease that hasn't faded even after all these years. It was August 20th, 1966, when a young boy exploring Vintém Hill stumbled upon a horrifying scene. Two bodies lying side by side, motionless in the wilderness. He'd seen the men a few days earlier, alive, seated and oddly still, wearing raincoats under the blazing sun. At the time, he thought little of it. Now, their stiffened forms and unmistakable stench of death told him something terrible had happened. The lead masks covering their faces seemed grotesque, almost otherworldly, as if shielding them from something unimaginable. What could have brought these men here to die in such a strange and lonely way? The bodies were soon identified as Manuel Pereira de Cruz and Miguel José Viana, two friends and TV repairmen with no apparent connection to danger or intrigue. Their journey seemed ordinary enough. They told their families they were headed to Sao Paulo to buy equipment for their business. But what investigators uncovered painted a much darker picture. Bus tickets revealed that they never reached Sao Paulo. Instead, they stopped in Niterói, a city just outside Rio, before making their way to the remote Vintém Hill. Witnesses recalled seeing the men behaving strangely. According to O Globo, a local shopkeeper reported they purchased raincoats despite the clear weather, along with a bottle of mineral water. Small details that only added to the confusion. Their final stop, the empty hill, felt like it was chosen on purpose. But why? What could drive two men to plan everything so carefully, only to end up dead in such a strange and unsettling way? What they were preparing for remains a mystery shrouded in unease. The strange items they purchased and their sudden, unexplained detour suggest they were part of something far more secretive than anyone could have guessed. The fact that they seemed to vanish from normal life only to reappear on an isolated hill raises chilling questions about what or who led them there. And then there were the masks, strange, crude creations made from lead, shaped like oversized glasses. They didn't look decorative, and they definitely weren't something you'd wear for anything normal. Rumors quickly spread, with some saying they were meant to shield the men from radiation or protect their eyes from some kind of blinding light. But the masks, as bizarre as they were just one disturbing piece of a much darker puzzle. Friends of Manuel and Miguel described their shared obsession with scientific spiritism, peculiar practice blending science, the paranormal, and esoteric experiments. They were reportedly attempting to contact spirits or extraterrestrial beings, conducting rituals with homemade devices. Gomez, an acquaintance of the men, revealed that they had even run a clandestine radio station and conducted experiments involving bright lights, phenomena eerily similar to the glowing orbs reported by locals over Vintém Hill on the night of their deaths. Despite the wealth of strange details, answers were scarce. Toxicology reports found no evidence of poison, but the advanced decomposition of their bodies rendered the results inconclusive. The lead masks, the cryptic note, and the missing money the men carried added layers of confusion. Investigators also described that the ground near their bodies had been precisely cut, yet no tools were found at the scene. Could a third party have been involved, orchestrating their deaths? If you thought the story of the lead mask case was unsettling, the next mystery is even darker. An enigma wrapped in layers of cryptic clues, espionage, and whispers of betrayal. This is the case of the Somerton Man, the Unsolved case, a story so haunting it defies logic and demands attention. On a quiet morning in Adelaide, Australia, December 1st, 1948, the body of an unknown man was discovered on Somerton Beach. At first glance, he appeared peaceful, slumped against a sea wall as if he had dozed off while watching the ocean. But the details told a different story here. He carried no identification, and every label had been carefully removed from his clothing, wiping away any trace of who he was. In his pockets, investigators found a bus ticket, an unusual train ticket, and a half-eaten pack of juicy fruit gum. Yet, the most chilling discovery was a small scrap of paper hidden in a secret pocket, bearing the words Taman should, Persian for "it is ended." The cryptic note felt like a final statement, but it only deepened the mystery. What kind of man would leave behind such a strange, unsettling message? The mystery deepened when police discovered the paper had been torn from the last page of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, a rare book of Persian poetry. A public appeal eventually led to the discovery of a matching copy, anonymously turned into the police. But this wasn't just any copy. Faint impressions on the back revealed a string of letters resembling a code and an unlisted phone number. The number led police to Jessica Thompson, a nurse who lived just a short walk from the beach. Jessica's role in the case lingers like a shadow, one of the most hotly debated and unsettling elements of the mystery. Though she denied knowing the Somerton Man, her reaction to his plaster cast was anything but ordinary. She nearly fainted, a response so intense that investigators were certain she was concealing something. Decades later, her own daughter revealed a chilling possibility. Jessica not only knew the man, but may have been deeply entangled in Cold War espionage. Could she have been a spy operating in secret? And if so, was the Somerton Man an ally who met a tragic end, or someone silenced to protect her secrets? The autopsy only made the mystery deeper. There were no signs of a struggle or visible trauma, but doctors were convinced he had been poisoned, blurring the lines between reality and the unknown. Decades later, the lack of answers is a chilling reminder of how some mysteries refuse to let go of their secrets. If these cases send shivers down your spine, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that delve into the darkest corners of the unexplained. Do tell us your thoughts in the comments. What's your theory?